the newest member of the Jackson County Board of Commissioners representing District 2, Margie Walz. Margie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And nice to have Margie here. Margie was appointed by the board to fill the vacancy created by the passing of your brother, Rod.
That's correct.
Yeah. Our sympathies to you and your family. Rod was well known in the community, very active and very popular commissioner.
Yes, yes.
What was it about his seat that interested you to put your application in?
Rod and I have talked for many years about he'd like me to move forward, and I was busy with life. And so when he was getting ready to think about retirement, he'd say, "Oh, Margie, you got to come and do this." And I'd be like, okay. So first I became a delegate. I learned a lot of information about politics and what's going on in the state and in the county. And then I just decided that it was the right thing to do. It was the thing that perhaps I could make a difference. Perhaps I could be a good voice for some people. So.
Yeah, you represent District 2, which is Grass Lake, and that's been your lifelong home.
It has.
Your family is well known, deep roots in the community.
Yes, sir.
A big farming family.
Yes. Not such a big farm right now, just 80 acres, so just a little bit of farm.
What's farmed at your farm?
Primarily hay and beef cattle. We do have a field of oats. I have a couple horses and gardening, but mostly crops and beef cattle.
You made your living in healthcare.
I did.
What was your job?
I was a nurse. I began my nursing career. I went to school at Jackson College, and then from Jackson College I went right straight to Foote Hospital. From there I became a travel nurse, and I traveled. I had licenses in 5 states. I traveled, and it was nice because I could come visit my parents for a few months or go to my sons for a few months. And I got to meet a lot of people that way. And then I came back as a nurse manager and recently retired.
And you spent a lot of your nursing career in critical care.
Yes, sir. I did emergency room, ICU, CCU, step-down units, and did that as I traveled the country as well.
So you must have a spirit of adventure if you wanted to travel around the country as a nurse.
That was twofold. I do have a spirit of adventure, but I wanted to attain a master's degree, and I didn't want to be in debt. So I chose to, at the time I was single and my kids were grown, so I chose to go a more advantageous route so I could pay for that as I went.
Well, having a background in agriculture and healthcare, those 2 areas are very important to everyone here in the community.
They are. And I find a lot of people in my community are very, very supportive, as well as the commissioners have been extremely supportive. So I can ask questions, and I hope to bring to the table some good healthcare input and also some agricultural input that will make a difference for our community.
Well, yes, the county operates healthcare facilities and agricultural facilities.
Absolutely.
So what kind of a learning curve is it to join the Board of Commissioners?
I would say it's a big learning curve. I had the advantage of having talked, political things with my brother, and advantage of attending many delegate meetings prior to attaining this position. But I think the biggest thing is I need to learn what everything is. So I've made it a point to schedule visits with, say, the Department of Aging and the Jackson County Health Department and Jackson 911, so that I can actually see the facilities.
Has anything surprised you? Like, I had no idea the county had this.
I had no idea how big our park system is. It is huge, and they've done some wonderful things. I actually was at a park board meeting recently, and everybody is digital, but I like to see the map. And it's amazing. I found out we have 20 county parks, and the millage that the people have voted in to support is being well spent on upgrading, making new playgrounds, upgrading the facilities there, and putting in the new life jacket provisions. I think they've done a wonderful job with managing those monies.
The county has a strategic plan, and every time it's reviewed, quality of life and quality of life issues are at the very top. That's a very important focus of the county as an organization and the Board of Commissioners as a body, and to you.
Yes, and I'm still learning a lot about that. You know, I've been on the board just a little over a month, but I think we have a really good plan. And the folks that I've been to when I go to my site visits have been so extremely helpful and impressive in what they do. You will find that our folks that are at the Jackson County Health Department and the Department of Aging just have a passion for what they do, and they are very dedicated to our communities.
I know a lot of the commissioners volunteer at various community and county events, like the Jackson County Fair and the Beer Fest and things like that. Will your constituents see you out and about?
Yes, they will. My brother had me already doing this, so I'm just going to continue. Yes.
Yeah. So, what, in terms of what Rod was involved with as a commissioner, you want to step in and do the same kinds of things? I'm
doing a lot of the same things right now. Come when we relook at some of those boards that he was on, I anticipate I may lean a little more healthcare because that's my main background. So I think that when it comes to that point, we may do that. But I'm on most of the boards he was on. There were a couple that were other commissioners stepped in and took on.
It's a big financial organization, the county. Pardon me. We had a lot of help with COVID funding. What's your view of how things stand financially for the County of Jackson?
I will say I think they've done a very good job at dispersing those monies. I still have lots and lots to learn about all of those things. I think that as I look at how the boards are broken up and the commissioners are assigned not only the commissioners, but then there's also a public view that we have a very well balanced, and I think that from what I've seen so far, I'm very pleased with how those monies have been spent.
How about the relationships on the board? Everyone was, of course, close with Rod, longtime commissioner. Have you gotten to know, or did you already know people on the board?
I knew a few of them briefly. I would say I'd see them in passing, or Rod would introduce them to me. But I will tell you, everyone in that Jackson County building has been amazing and been very supportive and helpful. Any questions, they get back to me right away. Every commissioner on the board has stepped right up to the plate and done a beautiful job of welcoming me.
What did your family think about you stepping in and picking up where...
They were really supportive. Everyone really liked the idea that I was willing to take it on, because that's a big pair of shoes to fill, you know. And so I would say everyone in my family was very supportive and helpful.
Well, we told us professionally what you've been involved with, and now with the board. Outside of that, what are some of the things you like to do in your free time?
I mentioned I have horses. I love to spend time with those horses and get out and ride. I also like to enjoy my bicycle. I enjoy gardening. And I'm busy on the farm, so there's not a lot of other time. But in the winter, I sew and do a few crafty type things as well.
Well, it's great to meet you finally, and
Thanks
for coming in and being on our show today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good luck in the new position.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
The newest Jackson County Commissioner representing District 2, Margie Walz. We've got